Hey, good to see you again! Today's a good day, man. It's my monthly feeding session. I can't wait to find out what they give me this time. Mouldy bread, rotten meat, uncooked worms. Gosh, all this thinking's making me really hungry. I know we'll pass the time talking about this week's episode of Perils and Possibilities. But first, a quick recap. Our party is Gwyn Valentine IV, Philip Clydesdale, Draenor Briarheart, Dagala, Cassimus Endras III, and Valkyria Doriu. They're currently in the Velvet Drapery, which is run by a gang they're allied with called the Krallers. In the last session they discovered that Val's fey daughter has been transported to a different city, being bought by a man called Ark Val, coincidentally the same man that Dagala is looking for. Val also takes his time to revive his sprite... Hey, I got it right this time. His sprite friend, who seems to be suffering from the PTSD of being burnt alive. With the Child King celebration still raging on, Gwyn, Philip, Draenor and Cassian all go out to buy some supplies for their journey out of Ostia. And with that out of the way, let's get into episode 13 of Perils and Possibilities. The episode opens with Gwyn's group still looking for supplies. With the celebrations, the whole city is open for anyone to walk around in, but with the recent attempt on the Child King's life by Lord Gasset, there are a lot of guards out. Now back at the Velvet Drapery, Dagala is speaking with the leader of the Kraller gang, Kyra. Perhaps as some kind of threat or blackmail, Kyra reveals that she knows about Dagala's family that lives in the alienage, as well as the identities of his old travelling partners. Slightly shaken, Dagala returns to Val's room, but something's off about him. He's suddenly incredibly buff. Although Dagala swears he's just like this, it's obviously because of the enchanted gauntlets he's wearing. I don't need those. All poet, baby.
Why don't you look like that, Val?
I'm not having this conversation with you again. We've done this once.
A few press-ups every morning would do wonders. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, but who has the energy? Every morning I really can't.
Really?
I have the
This-
energy for it.
Take the gauntlets off. Let's see what happens.
No.
After that pressing mystery is solved, Aaliyah and Val discuss the recently departed Jarrell, and Aaliyah hands Val a small seed with a sprout coming out of it, telling him to speak Jarrell, are you there, into it.
I'll do it. Jarrell, if this is a prank, Alia, this is really not funny.
You won't know until you try.
Jarrell, are you there?
The plume on it, from the leaf, etched in very, very, very small veins on the leaf, is the likeness of Jarrell's face smiling, and then the veins re-straight themselves into the normal outlook of a leaf.
Thank you, Alia. This is really lovely. Thank you.
Back to Gwyn's group, Draenor wants to get some treats for the trafficked children they saved in prior sessions, so they go into a bakery. The bakery is ran by a gnome known as Whistle, who gets along quite well with Draenor, being a gnome himself. One of the children they saved, called Geth, is a Triton, which is a fish people, so they ask Whistle if she knows what Triton eat. Misunderstanding them, Whistle asserts that she has no Triton pies. But Triton pies? People eat Tritons. Triton are considered a rare species because they're an underwater civilization, but the odd Triton that's been unlucky enough to be caught by mortals have in fact been baked into pies, usually by the odd noble. They're a delicacy, eaten by those who can afford the meat of a rare race. Morbid as this may be though, with Tritons being so hidden, it's hard to say what this does for their society. After Draenor buys some sweet treats, Whistle reveals in gnomish whispers that she also sells bombs. Terrorist granny, who would have thought? Back to the Velvet Drapery, Dagala notices a commotion downstairs. A group of elves have barged into the inn and are harassing a Kraller gang member who is backed up by Gideon, the owner of the inn. Dagala notices that the elves are led by his old travelling partner, Arix, otherwise known as Genrel. To describe the relationship, they both have similar sentiments on how the world should be, but differ in their ways of achieving it. After they've been forced out, Dagala follows the elves as they move into an alleyway to discuss their plans, but he's caught by Genrel and forced against a wall. They have a back and forth about their past and their differing philosophies, where Genrel reveals that the Kraller gang member in the inn had an elven guild unfairly lynched just for stealing bread. It puts Dagala in a tricky situation. With his allyship with the Krallers and how much Kyra knows about his family, there's not much he can do. At this point, Val is discussing the group that he used to run with to Aaliyah, the Forgotten. It includes 5 Asamar who go by these names. These titles are the Giant, the Obedient, the Huntress, the Resentful, and the Righteous. He says that they were forced to work together because of his family, and because of that, they didn't really like each other very much. They're dangerous, but despite that, Val asks Aaliyah to look out for them. She says she will. The episode ends with everyone meeting back up in Val's room, ready to try and escape the city of Ostia. And that's everything. Thanks for watching. It looks like we stopped just in time for my food to arrive. Look, no mould. Not bitten into. Oh, I'm almost disappointed. It's good. A little fishy, but it's a little fishy. You don't think? No. Don't judge me.